Hey guys, so today I was gonna talk to you a little bit about kind of OCD and mainly with me, my OCD is the intrusive thoughts, and it's a lot of the thoughts that are intrusive are basically um, play on my insecurities. So the thing with OCD is you tend to take a thought and ruminate over and over and over, and you get hooked on the thought, and then you start to put emotion behind that thought, and then you tend to start making it bigger and more extravagant than what it is, and then soon, or and then later you become uh, have anxiety over it. You get these anxiety attacks, and a lot of my intrusive thoughts are play on basically things that are very important to me, and as with everyone, intrusive thoughts mixed with emotions basically are thoughts that are very play on things that are very important to us. For example, with me, it's career wise or relationship with people I love, things like that, and it's a lot of them are these what if thoughts. And most of the time, the what if thoughts are really ridiculous, and I can see that, but they seem real to me when I start mixing them with emotions and things like that. And that's when they become very, very real and very scary. But the way I like to deal with them, and the best way that I've learned is I've read a lot about it and I've listened to a lot of videos, and they all kind of say the same thing. Let them just be thoughts. And that's the thing that I realized is we all have thoughts. We all do. And you can't control your thoughts. You can control what thoughts you focus on, and you can control how you react to your thoughts. But you can't control your thoughts as they are. They're like clouds drifting in the sky. Your thoughts kind of drift in and drift out. And with the OCD, or even if you don't have OCD, if there are thoughts that are scary and the what ifs, you tend to grab onto them and hold on to them. But letting go of struggling with them is what helped me. And I like to use this analogy, and I've read this analogy and heard it several times, is imagine you're like driving a boat, and you're like the captain of the boat. You're steering your ship, and these intrusive thoughts are like the crew members. They're these big, scary, some of them are big and scary, some of them not so much, but they're kind of telling you what they want to do. And they're right there in your face, and they're yelling at you. And so you make a deal with them that if you act how they tell you to act, or you steer the ship how they tell you to steer the ship, then they'll go away. And that's the compulsion part of OCD, is we compulsively act on our thoughts. And even though the sad thing is most of the time the thoughts are not real, but we act on them as if they are real. And that's where we get into trouble. And so, like I said, we can't control our thoughts or our shipmates that are on our ship, but we do have control of our ship. And so even if those thoughts are big and scary and they're coming at you, you still have control over where you steer the ship, because your thoughts can't steer your ship. The thoughts can give suggestions on how to steer your ship. And so in this analogy, back to the analogy, you're steering your ship, and these thoughts come up, and you wrestle with them, or you do what they say. Your ship's going nowhere. It's going to drift and drift. But when you start focusing on where you want to go and putting plans into action, that's when you start steering your ship. And these crewmates come and they scare you again, and they tell you where they want you to go. But if you focus on what you want and you value in life, and you focus on where you want to take your life, then you can begin to let these shipmates just be there. And at first they're going to be big and scary again, and a lot of the times you will fall back to the compulsive actions towards these thoughts. But if you really focus on yourself and you stop struggling with the thoughts, just stop struggling with them, then you tend to see them for what they are, and they're not so big and scary. In fact, they're small and minor, and a lot of them are just plain right silly. In fact, a lot of the times I do give in to these intrusive thoughts and I wrestle with them, and then when I take some time to truly think about it, later on in my day, I realize how minor they are and how unscary they really are once I start looking at them for what they are. And so my best advice on that, and we all get intrusive thoughts. In fact, a lot of us, you know, if we're starting a new job, or if we want to get that new job that we really want, a lot of us tend to be like, oh, I'm not going to get it. Oh, I'm negative about it. Oh, I'm probably not going to get it. Or if we're going on a date with someone we really like, or a first date, and oh, you know, what are they going to think about me? What are, you know, what about this? What about that? And the thing is, most of the time when we worry about what other people think about us, they aren't thinking that. Most times they're worried about what we think of them. So you just kind of got to let it be. And like I said, just let the thoughts be there. Let them drift in and out like a cloud, you know, drifting by, because that's all they are. All they are is just words and sentences and feelings floating about in our head. And, you know, like I said, they are big and scary, but ultimately we have control, and you know, we have control of our lives. We have control of our actions. So I just wanted to say that. Thanks, guys, for watching. More videos on the way. Keep liking them. Share them if you want. Thanks again for all the support.